Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tackle a thought experiment with huge implications. Fasten your seatbelts because we're about to blast off into a future where the lines on the map disappear. Imagine no more countries, no more borders, no more passports, visas or customs, just one big beautiful planet inhabited by all of us. It sounds like something straight out of Star Trek, right? A unified human race working together, sharing resources and boldly going where no one has gone before. But would it really be that utopian? Or are we just hardwired for division? Would the absence of national identities bring us together or tear us apart? It's a question that's crossed the minds of philosophers and science fiction writers for centuries. And today we're diving headfirst into this thought-provoking scenario. So get ready to engage those brain cells as we explore the potential benefits, the terrifying risks, and everything in between of a world without borders. Let's start with the optimist's view, shall we? Imagine a world where, instead of competing for resources and waging wars, humanity bands together to solve our biggest challenges. Climate change? With a united global effort, we could finally tackle this existential threat head-on. Global poverty? Pooling our resources and knowledge could lift millions out of poverty and create a more equitable world. Think about the scientific advancements we could achieve if the best minds from every corner of the globe collaborated freely without the barriers of intellectual property and national secrecy. We could unlock new technologies, cure diseases, and explore the cosmos together as one species. A single, unified governing body could, in theory, ensure fairness, equality, and justice for all. No more political polarization, no more partisan bickering, just evidence-based policies designed for the betterment of humanity and the planet. Sounds pretty good, right? But hold on a minute. Let's not forget that even in our world of nations, global organizations like the United Nations often struggle to find common ground. So how do we transition from our current fragmented reality to this harmonious global village? And how do we ensure that such a powerful, centralized authority doesn't become tyrannical? Now, let's flip the script and explore a different possibility. What if, instead of one giant centralized system, the absence of countries leads to the rise of smaller, self-governing communities? Think of it like a network of interconnected villages, each with its own unique culture, laws, and way of life. These communities could be formed around shared values, ideologies, or even geographic locations. Want to live in a community entirely powered by renewable energy? You've got it. Prefer a society that prioritizes art and creativity above all else? Go for it. The possibilities are endless. This decentralized model could foster a sense of belonging and shared responsibility within each community. People would be more directly involved in local decision-making, leading to greater autonomy and self-determination. But, of course, this model has its own set of challenges. How do these communities interact with each other peacefully and resolve disputes? Could this hyper-localized system lead to greater inequality between communities with abundant resources and those without? And how do we prevent the rise of isolationism and prejudice when your entire world shrinks to the size of your community? Chapter 3: Chaos and Conflict. Okay, time to address the elephant in the room, the potential for chaos. Let's face it, human history is riddled with conflict. It's in our nature to compete for resources, power, and even just differing ideologies. So, is it naive to think that erasing borders would magically erase our darker impulses? Without the structure and authority of nation-states, who would maintain law and order on a global scale? Who would step in to stop violence and oppression? The answer, unfortunately, could be no one. In the absence of established governments, power vacuums could emerge, leading to a free-for-all for control. Imagine a world ruled by warlords, corporations, or religious zealots, each vying for dominance. This dystopian scenario is not so far-fetched when you consider the fragility of peace and the ever-present potential for human greed and ambition. Furthermore, without the common ground of national identity, how would we define ourselves in this new world order? Would we cling even more tightly to our differences? Ethnicity, religion, culture, leading to further division and conflict. It's a sobering thought that perhaps some form of structure and hierarchy is necessary to prevent our world from descending into anarchy. Chapter 4. Borderless freedom. But let's not end on a bleak note. Imagine a world where you could wake up one morning and decide to travel to any corner of the globe without the hassle of passports and visas. Picture a world where you could live, work, and love freely, without being confined by the arbitrary lines drawn on a map. This is the promise and the allure of a world without borders. Imagine the cultural exchange and understanding that would flourish when people from all walks of life can interact and learn from one another without restrictions. Imagine the opportunities for personal growth and discovery as you immerse yourself in different cultures, languages, and ways of life. This freedom of movement could lead to a more equitable distribution of resources and opportunities. People could move freely to areas with greater economic prosperity or better living conditions, reducing global inequality and fostering a sense of shared humanity. Of course, such a dramatic shift would require careful planning and management to avoid overwhelming existing infrastructures and creating new forms of inequality. But the potential benefits, both for individuals and for humanity as a whole, are undeniably exciting. Outro, utopia or dystopia, you decide. So there you have it. A glimpse into the complex and multifaceted possibilities of a world without countries. As you can see, there are no easy answers, no guarantees. A world without borders could be our salvation, leading to unprecedented cooperation, innovation, and peace. Or it could devolve into chaos and conflict, a stark reminder of our capacity for division and destruction. Ultimately, the fate of such a world lies in our hands. It's up to us to decide what kind of future we want to create. Do we have the wisdom and compassion to overcome our differences and build a better tomorrow together? Or are we destined to repeat the mistakes of the past, even on a global scale? It's a question worth pondering, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you embrace a world without countries? What excites you most about this possibility? What terrifies you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep looking up.